everybody. Welcome back to another John Casablancas Student Spotlight. I'm your head coach, Keone Stevens, better known as John, and I am the head coach of the Raleigh, North Carolina Center. And we have two, not one, but we had two people that were so neck and neck. We just brought them on this week for the Student Spotlight, and that's Mr. OJ Street and Mrs. Lee Ann Zierenberg. How are we doing today?
Doing great, doing great, doing great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. What about you, Lee?
Awesome. I'm excited.
Awesome possum. Excited, right? So let's start with OJ Street because he's the baby of the three of us, right? So, OJ Street, tell us a little bit about when you wanted to get into the entertainment industry. When did you realize that, and how did that come about?
I realized I wanted to be in the entertainment industry when I was 6 years old. The first thing I did one day was I wrote like 4 or 5 bars, just like randomly, just freestyling, and I wrote them down. And I remember I recited them to my pop, and he didn't know how to feel about them. So like after that, I had just stopped. And so after that, it was just something where once I turned 10, I just started writing poetry. And after that, I just knew I at least wanted to do something on a stage. When I was 8, I got into a fashion show, and I was on a stage, and I was really nervous to go up there. But as soon as I went up there just for a few seconds, it's just like everybody was cheering for me and everybody liked what I did. And after that, it was just something I knew I really wanted to do.
All right. And Lee, same question for you. You know, you're a little younger than me. So I want to know, when did you get the inkling to want to be in entertainment? How did that come about?
So, good question. When I was back in high school, I was on the Saks Fifth Avenue teen board, and it was an opportunity not just to model, but to get to know other folks in the industry. And I was just so impressed by their knowledge and their talent and their diversity. Like, they could do many things in the industry. So that definitely piqued my interest. And so, gosh, 40 years later, hate to say, where I am now, I just love meeting new people, and everybody has something special to offer. So I was like, why not? So I'm diving back in.
All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Lee, so you started out wanting to do music. You delayed that. Did you get back into music, or are you solely working on your acting and modeling?
You talked to OJ? I was never into music.
I'm saying
He's the
OJ.
music.
OJ. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I keep trying not to say the word OJ. So, OJ Street. All right, OJ Street. That question was for you. Lee's like, wait a minute. I know I did the sound
Wait a minute.
when I was a kid, but that was it. No. Go ahead, OJ.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yes, you delayed going into music, and then are you back into music, or solely working on your acting and modeling?
Well, I never delayed my music. I just realized that I needed to make improvements in my quality. And so I had to take a step back on the project that I was going to release in August and get resources to be able to improve my sound overall. And I really had to find some people who I could trust to be able to help me find a better sound and improve what I was doing. And so really it was me taking a deeper step into what I was doing so I could make it better and really make something out of it, taking it more serious. And modeling just happened to be something that came upon me. And the story of how I even got into this was a whole other thing. So that was great.
Oh, okay, we're gonna circle back to that. I want to go to something interesting with Lee. Lee, you're like a super athlete. Okay, you've done so many things that I did. You do a triathlon?
I've done a couple triathlons. Yep.
Woo! Tell us
Yeah.
about that. Tell us people who won't even jog to the car how it was preparing yourself for a triathlon.
So, so it depends on if you're doing an open water swim, which would be like a lake or an ocean, or a pool swim. So you prepare very differently So I didn't know how to do an open water swim. So I literally went on YouTube and taught myself how to open water swim. It's a certain kind of breathing, but you got to run a lot, you bike. So I spent a lot of time in the gym. And I remember my very first triathlon, and this was probably 15 years ago. My children were really young, and we were conversation around the dinner table in that. So where do you want to, if you were to die, where do you want to be buried? So just conversations like, do you want to be in the ground? Do you want to be cremated? Where would you want your ashes? So they all collectively said, Mom, we're going to put your ashes in the gym because you're there all the time. So I was like, ooh, I probably should stop doing so many triathlons, but it's fun. It's diversity. It's good energy. It's challenging. So I love it.
I can just imagine that feeling of accomplishment that you get when it's finished. I remember running cross country in high school, and I was terrible at it, but I had to run it anyway because the head cross country coach was the assistant wrestling coach, so he made the wrestlers do it. And it was terrible, but I remember every time you crossed the line, how that satisfaction that would kick in. So I can just imagine if the 3 miles did that for me, what you're getting when you finish a triathlon.
Besides the collapsing of exhaustion, but yeah, it's a really cool feeling to know that you set a goal and you accomplish the goal. And I don't care where I end up. I mean, I used to have a goal of always in my age group being in the top 10, but now I just do it for mental health and exercise and just to enjoy it. Yep.
Sweet, awesome. OJ, you talked about you didn't delay, but you worked on the quality of your music. Tell me what that process are like. That process is like, and it seems like you took criticism or constructive criticism very well.
Yes, I took criticism from a lot of places, and the whole process, I really have to start with how everything got started as far as just music. I have my friend, I call him Legendary Dashi. He's a Derek Mayo. He was able to get FL Studio for free, and I remember we put it on both our laptops and we started at the same time. And I remember I looked up tutorials on what I was doing, and I just would not like spend 8 hours like every day. I would get out of class and go straight on FL, and I would just practice and I would watch tutorials, rewatch it, and just learn how to make beats and just learn the process, learning what this was, learning what that was. I took time to learn some music theory so I could understand chords and understand octaves and things like that. And I started putting together my own things, like the project called "The Part of Me No One Knows" that is out. That was what I made in the process of learning how to make music, and so it went from that where actually this right here is the first thing I ever used was the Focusrite. It was a Focusrite audio interface, and I bought a whole set with that for like 180, and that's how I just started off doing everything. And then as far as when I was talking about what I had to upgrade to, it was this, where I had to, like I said, get resources to be able to fund my better sound and bring my quality up to speed and find somebody I trust to be able to tell me where I need to improve, and I could trust what they were saying was what I wanted and still be able to see what my vision was.
That is amazing. Here's the thing. You two had two different journeys. You're both determined and persistent, which is great. But you have something in common. You both the same type of injury. That is very, very weird. You both had an ACL injury. Like you share that in common. How's so Lee, are you going through that right now, or is that something from your past and is that a current thing or a past thing?
It's a current thing. So I've been playing tennis since I was knee high to grasshopper, like truly. So I just played a lot of tennis, and then I took some time off to raise my three children.
Hmm.
And I think so. I just started back really intense competitive tennis a year ago, and I think I needed some additional conditioning and strengthening. And my knee, I was playing in a tournament 4 days in a row, and
Oof.
One good forehand, I completely tore my ACL and my meniscus. So and that was in March of 2022. So I am currently recovering, but it's going well. I'm ready to get back to running and
It looks
hiking
like
mountains and
you totally seem like someone that's not going to slow you down.
no, nope. I was at the Masters on crutches walking around with my torn ACL waiting for surgery. Like, nope, not. I'm going to figure out a way to keep going.
Okay, Wonder Woman. All right. And OJ, what happened with you?
So I was playing basketball. I was 13, and I had came down wrong when I went up for a layup, and my kneecap had popped out of place. And so that was the first time it happened. Second time it happened, I was in high school. We were playing pickup. We were going for loose ball. Guy bumps me. I hit the ground. It comes out again. I try to keep playing on it. That was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Third, third time, I was coming down the court. Third time. Coming down the court, was trying to do a spin move. I landed flat footed. So now this is where I tear my ACL. I partially tear my MCL. My whole knee's just jacked up, and my kneecap popped out again. And so that's where I ended up having to have surgery. And I was in recovery for 8 months. I wasn't able to run again until a whole year. So that was my whole thing.
Ooh. Not once, not twice, but three times. Well, you guys are more courageous than me. I tore my ACL taking my PlayStation 5 out of the box. So I don't really have a great story about that. I'm kidding. Look at Lee's face. She's like, what? I'm kidding, Lee.
What? True story?
No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. So now you're in classes at John Casablancas in Raleigh, North Carolina. Where are you at? What course are you in, Lee? Acting or modeling, and where are you at in your course?
So today I just completed week number 4, and it was about the wardrobe or preparing for your headshot. So we selected our outfits today, and we also reviewed poses and facial expressions. So that was really helpful.
You're on 4. You must have really left an impression to be 4 classes in and be on the spotlight. You must have really left an impression. I don't know who you left that on, but you left it. OJ Street, where are you at? What course are you in, and where are you at in the course?
I just finished course 14, I believe, and I'm in modeling right now.
Okay. Oh, you just did communications. Okay.
Yes.
Communications is so. Did you learn anything in communications that you hadn't thought about?
I did. I learned the soft skills, the hard skills, and then the interpersonal ones. I learned like the actual differences and like what they were and how they work and things like that. That was interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, it's our everyday life. You know, whether it's professionally, relationship, friendship, family, communication. I mean, that's the number one thing. The number one thing that either helps us or leads us astray. Um, what have you liked the most about the course so far, Lee? I know you're early in, but what have you liked the most about it?
You know, John, it really just it has broadened my awareness of what's required to be in this industry. Everything that a coach says and teaches is so relevant, and honestly, it's new to me. Like, I don't typically wear a lot of makeup. I don't wear foundation. So for me to go and understand how, you know, how all that works, it's just really insightful for me. And I loved the makeup one because I don't know anything about makeup. Um, and here's the other really thing that I appreciated was the very first session when they had us write down our goals. And that to me was a great exercise because it forced me to be like, why am I in this industry? And so, I went through all the steps, the barriers, the support. I thought that was really helpful for me to clarify and visualize what I want to accomplish. So the coaches are so professional and really, really good, really caring. They really care about the students.
Awesome. I love hearing that back for you. I think that's one of our biggest missions is we want to make sure that when you come to classes in the John Casablancas Raleigh Acting and Career Center, you feel like you're a part of the family and you're not just someone who's in class. You did very well on that second session, um, Dress for Success, body types, and very good clothing exercise with you. That was very, very awesome of you. OJ, you're in number 14. We've already talked about what you learned in section 14. What have you liked most about it? You're 14 weeks in. You're 1 week from the halfway point. What have you liked the most?
Well, I gotta. It's really just genuine people. Like everybody seems to be like very genuine as far as my classmates. I met some really cool people, like Grayson. I met like it's just a lot of cool people I've met that are in my class, and the fact that everybody was really invested and just really cared about what they were doing. And then the coaches, they weren't just coaching. Like we've been in situations before where it's like coaches are just doing their job. Like they're just teaching you what it is. No, they actually took the time and said, no, correct yourself here, do this. Like they took their time with each student. And even if we were just to have conversation, they were willing to actually talk about life and just what's going on, because it's not just modeling we're doing. And so it's like, hey, you have this going on, let me know. If you have this going on, and then they will relate with us. And so it went from me taking it as like, oh yeah, I'm just in class, to like, no, like I'm able to really enjoy learning. And that's just something I haven't felt in a while, is to be able to enjoy learning when it's supposed to be class. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that as well. One of the number one things that we try to say in that first session is the only thing I teach you is acting and modeling. I haven't taught you anything. Right. So love that the first 15, that's why we set it up to be life skills and give you a little dabble. But now you're about to go fully into it, the second half. Okay. Now it's going to be a lot of memorization and a lot of work, but I know you are here for it and you're going to go. So Lee, reality versus your expectations. What did you expect when you went into that first class? Did it meet your expectations, exceed your expectations, or were you just taken aback by this is not what I was thinking was going to happen?
So Daniela did a great job in setting my expectations
Hmm.
during the audition process. So, and I ask a ton of questions. That's just who I am. I've always asked a ton of questions. So I was able to glean from her a good like understanding of what this is going to look like. But when I was sitting down on week 1 and I was getting ready to log on, I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, who's going to be in my class? Who's going to be coaching? So I would say it exceeded my expectations. Again, I go back to my first impressions of just the professionalism of the coaches. So I was that definitely exceeded my expectations, and the fact that it's mostly remote, I didn't really know how that was going to work, but I think it's very effective. So I think overall it did exceed my expectations.
You come on camera, and then next thing you know, there's some guy with trophies behind him, and you're like, "What is this?"
Little Star Wars guys,
Tell me
yeah.
your honest opinion when you came on the screen, because I always love the eyes when I pop on the screen the first time. Uh, tell me what ran through your head when I popped on screen the way I did.
Well, I was trying to look at you and not your background. So when you would talk to other people, I would kind of sneak a view of your figurines.
You
So
notice I'm
I knew you
further
were an
away.
eclectic.
You notice I'm
Yeah, I
further
know. We're
away
so far
now.
away.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can. I was literally right in front of it back then, and you could see all the details. So yeah, not anymore.
Yeah.
What about you, OJ Street? When you came into that first class, same question that I just gave to Lee.
Well, at first I was nervous, and I'm just like, man, I don't know how it's gonna go. Like, is he gonna be strict? Like, what's gonna happen? And then when I did see your background, I'm not gonna lie, that's when I realized. I said, oh, he like me. I'm good. We're good. I'm not worried about it. We're fine.
That's why it's always funny when I flip the switch and I have to be mean or strict. Everybody's like, "Whoa!" Yeah, because I can flip the switch. You both participated in number 2, which was the dress for success. I know in the beginning a lot of people said that was their one of their favorite experiences in the first 14. How did you experience that class, Lee?
So, and I have all my copious notes in front of me. I'm a note taker too. So, yeah, no, it's cool to hear other people's impressions. Like, I know what I like to wear, and I know what I like to, my own style, but it's really, it's helpful to know what impression you give out to other people. So, I was very appreciative of your honesty and the classmates' honesty. I like how everybody kind of chimes in and gives the student their feedback as well. So, that was fun. Yeah, that was fun. I love, dressing and wearing different things, of course.
There's nothing better than the combination of learning while still having fun, right?
Amen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what y'all are so good at.
Yeah. Awesome. When the teachers and the coaches hear this, they're going to be thrilled. OJ, what about you? What did you take the most out of that second one?
Out of the second session?
Yeah. Did you get to do the clothing exercise?
Yes, I did get to do the clothing exercise.
Okay. How did you like that exercise?
The way I felt about that exercise is like it let me know as far as like a modeling thing what people look for, and it made a lot of sense to me when I would look at runway stuff and like see how they would dress. It's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense why they did that. It makes sense why this was this. And then looking at certain brands, it's like, okay, I see what they're going for. They're trying to have their clothing in a model setting or certain things. And so it was really cool to learn stuff like that when it came to picking out my clothing and being able to sort stuff out and learn what I shouldn't wear in certain situations of modeling.
What is any fear that you have, whether it's obtaining what you want in this industry or just period in life that you've worked on the most?
Becoming stagnant. I never want to feel like I am done, so to speak. I never want to say, yeah, I give up. That's just something I can't fathom for myself, is actually stopping and calling it. Like, I'm never quitting. That's just me. I'm never quitting. I'm always going to keep doing what I have to do. And I've already been through enough now to where I do feel like I can talk a little bit because of just what I've been through and just being able to get to the point where I'm at now. I'm never going to quit. And, that's to the one up there. There is no reason to. I'm just going to keep it all the time.
Said there's no quitting me. What about you, Lee? Same question.
And OJ, I love your answer because I'm right there with you. I think, I'm 57. So, I'm in the same position, even if I were 23 or 57, always striving, wanting to grow within, grow your experiences, grow, just, be the best you can be. So, I love trying new things. And, this was kind of me being brave, and I would guess for, OJ as well. So, yeah, just the constantly growing, constantly challenging myself.
Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. So I have a question for you, OJ Street, and then I'm also going to ask you the same one, Lee. I'm just so excited because we usually don't do this with two people, and I got two awesome people at one time, so I'm a little over bubbly, right? I always do this to the coaches. They hate it, so I do it. Who's been your favorite coach so far, OJ?
My favorite coach? Oh, man. What's terrible is I'm going to feel so bad because last class we just talked about remembering names. It was so bad. But it's two of them that I remember. And one is a guy. And I remember his Instagram, though. His Instagram is Artemis, I believe.
That might be Coach Brandon.
Brandon. I'm pretty sure it's Coach Brandon. I like him. And it was a girl, and she had, this is going to sound so bad. She had a country accent.
Laricia. Coach
She
Laricia.
did my skincare class.
Coach Laricia.
I think
No, Coach Jacinia. She was young?
Yes, she
Coach
was.
Jacinia. That's Coach
Okay.
Jacinia. Yes. She's got a
Okay.
real cut, and it can go away too. What about you, Lee? Who's been your favorite coach? Well, that's an unfair question because I think I've taught 50% of the classes you've been in.
Exactly. That's not fair.
You've been in four, so okay, so you can't pick me. So
He
hopefully your
wanted to
other
hear his name.
no, because I usually say don't pick me, and I forgot to say it. But so either you had the same coach for the other two classes, or you had one in each. I don't know, but
So I did love your class. I mean, truth be
uh,
told, I also loved tequilas because
uh,
tequila was like week one,
mhm.
kind of setting the expectations, write your goals. Like I liked how she set the stage for us to be yes, have fun, but approach this in a very serious way. Like we are working together. This is going to be work. So I liked how she teed it up, and she was cute. She's adorable.
She's always catching me in the likes. No, I'm just kidding. I always like to do that. Don't worry, I'm gonna ask you in person in like the next 15 weeks. I'll ask you which one did you enjoy the most.
Okay,
So,
that's fair.
looking at what you have to go through, your courses for the rest. What is the class that stands out on that syllabus that you're looking forward to the most?
Mm.
I know so many to choose from. So many to choose from.
Well, I'm about to enter like the actual thing now. So
Mhm.
really all of those. I'm really just looking forward to like really getting down to it because I've been learning like all the life stuff and everything like that. And memorization is really no problem. I gotta remember lyrics when I get on the stage, so it's kind of whatever at this point. It's really just figuring out how I can be myself and what I've learned and how I can apply that to modeling, how I've done music, how I've done graphics, and just everything I've already done. Just figuring out how I can be the best in this too.
Sweet. What about you, Lee?
All of it.
You know
I,
what?
I'm
I'm
in
going
the
to tell
very
you why I'm laughing. I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing, and it's kind of like what we talk about in the world. It's so silly for people not to like people because of whatever reasons. When we're sitting here, and I told you guys that I'll be back in 5 minutes, but I was gone for like 15 minutes. I had my camera off and I had myself on mute, and I'm listening to both of you talk. And the similarities were just so crazy when you're both were talking. And it's so you have OJ Street here and you have Lee, and you guys were talking, and there were so many things that you were saying that were similar in thought, similar in process, and that you've done. So I always find that amazing as well. Um, Great people find great people. That's my philosophy in life. Okay, so OJ Street, outside of acting classes, what are we doing?
Right now, I've been working a lot with my production company that I'm working with at a TM Video.
Mhm.
I am currently working with a church and doing audio over there. As far as myself, I am currently working on a graphic business, my graphics business that I've been working on building for, I'll say, roughly, I'm entering the second year of building it now. I just was able to put my website up, ojmbacon.live. And then, as I told you, I've been working on my music, my new project that's coming out.
Mhm.
Planning on putting it out this month, if my engineer gives me the approval. A bunch of oranges coming out this month for sure, hopefully. And I'm just really excited about that. I'm going to be promoting that a lot pretty soon, so look out for it. And that's yeah, just music, a lot of self improvement, a lot of reading books, and just really working on myself as a person too. That's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing.
Amazing. Lee, what are we doing besides recovery? What are we doing outside of acting and modeling training?
So before I answer that question, OJ, that's amazing. I have a 21, a 22, and a 24-year-old, and I think collectively they do as much as you. So, dude, you are going to go far. I'm really impressed. That's awesome. Um, you know, Keone, I work. I take care of some really sick brain cancer patients. I'm a I'm a marketer for the company. So I really enjoy giving these patients and caregivers hope by just simply by introducing the treatment. So I do that. I'm doing that in Charleston Monday. So I'm on the road a lot. So I love doing that. But yes, I'm still in PT twice a week. And somehow I'm going to have to cook a turkey for my children while I'm on crutches. So I'm going to be working on that. But no, yeah, just enjoying the beach. It's still warm weather here. It's beautiful. So working in the yard and being outside and just, living every day to the best.
You better fry that turkey.
I don't think so. I think my kids will be eating a fresh market turkey. I'm
Have you
pretty sure.
ever have any of you ever had? Listen, I wasn't a big turkey fan. I always used to grab the dark meat because it was more moist for me. And when I had my first fried turkey, like in the bucket that they drop it in, I was like, why have we been putting this thing in the oven all these years? Oh, so amazing.
It's just you have to buy the oil, and I hate to say it, but that's kind of a dude's job, like frying a turkey. So y'all can come to my house, please come to my house, and you can fry your turkey.
OJ, she's trying to talk me and you into coming over there and frying a turkey for her.
Oh, that
Yes.
sounds good. I'm still trying to figure out how to cook steak. I'm still yeah. Y'all forget. I just started this life thing. I'm figuring it out. Like I'm still putting in the air fryer.
Hey! Don't sleep on there. I've got a dual side air fryer. I love it. I be making perfect steaks in there. Nice.
Yes. Listen, I've been taking my time.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a secret. When you get your meat, go ahead, season it up, put the marinade in there, throw it in the freezer. And whenever you're ready to make it, I have taken them out of the freezer and put them in my air fryer, and they have come out perfect.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yep, I'll have a freezer full of seasoned food already. Just bam. Yes, they're amazing. But anyway, we're all salivating talking about food.
We're all hungry. It's dinner time.
Let's see. Lee, I love this part too because I want you to tell anyone out here listening who is thinking about, and this has nothing to do with trying to tell someone to come to John Casablanca's Raleigh, North Carolina. This has to do with if you had to speak to anyone around your age that was thinking about getting into entertainment but they had doubts, what would you tell them?
What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Try it. You'll surprise yourself and you'll meet great people. So I mean, that was my first thought. What do you have to lose? Why not? Give it a shot.
Hey, you are absolutely correct. Manny the Brat, we see you out there. Fried turkey is superior. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Manny, for dropping that in the chat. I know I'm not crazy. Okay.
Manny's coming to my house.
She's gonna have the whole chat coming to her house. Your kids will be like, "Who are all these people?" They're bringing fried turkey.
7316 Fisherman Creek Drive. Come on.
OJ, same to you. If you had someone who was around your age and they were really debating on getting into this industry, what message would you have for them?
I would tell them to really just listen to themselves, like really hear what they want, like really listen to what they want to do, and just understand that once you like take that step into the entertainment industry, at least for me, I knew as soon as I started doing it that I instantly I was hooked. It was just something I had to keep going and something I had to keep doing. It just because my gift is creativity, and so I just found so many ways to be able to use that in entertainment, whether it just be all the artwork you see behind me and just making music and things like that. Like I told you, Legendary Dachi, he actually made this poster right here. And I'm in it right there. You're not going to be able to see me, but at some point you'll see that online or something. But yeah, it's like, I'll do it. It's fine. So I'm like right there. Yeah. And so just being able to do or appreciate you for letting me do that.
I'm gonna make fun of him, Lee. Don't worry, because you're laughing the same as I'm laughing. It was wonderful to have you both on Student Spotlight today. I'm glad that you were nominated. It's a great honor for me to interview for being nominated. I know Lee's got to go rest up and wrangle some things. OJ's got laundry to fold.
Nobody saw that. That's fine. Nobody paid attention to anything. Don't worry about
You
it.
know what? That's the terrible age we live in when everything it's on the internet now. It's there
It's
forever.
like no, because Larry, now I gotta explain myself. I literally was doing laundry. I just got back from work. I was doing laundry, and yeah, like
OJ Street, don't even worry about it. That's why I crop myself in so far because I have a pile of laundry to fold. I me too. So I feel you on that one. I'm right here with you. Maybe if we go to do the turkeys for Lee, she'll come and do the laundry for us. We got to do a trade off here.
You can bring your laundry. I'll do your laundry.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, awesome. Enjoy the rest of your course. I'm gonna love seeing you, and I know the coaches like seeing you all in class. Keep being motivated. Keep having determination, perseverance, and keep being a good example in your classes amongst your peers. Everybody, that's it for JC Student Spotlight. Join us next week for another Student Spotlight, Spotlight number 5. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Bye, everybody.
Okay. You too. Bye.